Welcome back to the channel for another Chainlink TA video. The time of this recording, Chainlink is trading at $29.99 and is currently sitting at a $12.4 billion market cap. In this video, we're going to let you know how the charts have developed since I made this last one. We'll also give you some target prices and critical levels to watch for, as well as talk about something extremely important regarding Bitcoin at the very end of this video. So make sure you stick around. And if you're someone who's serious about including cryptocurrency in your overall wealth building strategy, go ahead and subscribe in the bottom right corner of the screen. But let's get right into it. And let's talk about the pattern we were looking at on March 8th when I put out my last video. And so here we were talking about a symmetrical triangle, and it looked like everything was going well. I was talking about how the potential breakouts for this pattern could bring us potentially up to $42, and that we do have this overhead line of resistance actually sitting up and around $48, and that's why I was talking about $50 Chainlink. Now on the charts, March 8th was right about here. It was this green candle here. This is a 4-hour chart, and you can see we kind of fell. And we did fall out, and now it looks like we're breaking out, but I'm not so convinced this is an upside breakout. And as time has passed and I analyze and reanalyze the charts here, I'm convinced that this pattern has changed a little bit. What I don't like here is it's not touching the top of this pattern as much as I'd like to see it. In other words, this isn't the cleanest pattern. And those of you guys who are regularly conducting technical analysis know there are multiple ways you could analyze any one chart. And one person might see this and say, okay, this was a breakout, and then this was a retest, and now we've bounced off it. And maybe we are potentially heading back up here. But I'm going to show you a more likely scenario that I think is possible, and I'm going to use that pattern to base my new TA off of in this video. So as the price broke down here, one thing that we can do to compensate is move this line a little bit lower. So now you can see I have the lower line here, and this is actually an ascending triangle. And that to me is a stronger argument. And I just want to show you how clean this pattern is. Right, so you have four touches up top. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you remember last time, we were talking about multiple touches. We were talking about it being at least 3 weeks in length. And this started here back on February 22nd. And you can see how we keep topping out right about $31.50. You can kind of see over here. We hit that level a few times. Now on the bottom, if I lower this line and just adjust it, and let me just zoom out a little bit here to give you the idea of the big picture here. This is still our main uptrend, which is intact as long as you just make a slight adjustment and bring it down. So that's good news. Like, I was worried at a point that we were going to break down hard, because we were talking about if we broke down out of this, right, just as much as there's explosive potential to the upside, we could have explosive potential to the downside too, and that would be a nightmare, guys. So I'm very happy that hasn't happened, and at the moment, I'm cautiously optimistic, right? As a matter of fact, I'll give you one of my price targets right now, and that is this green line. Now, a best case scenario, there basically, I'll say this, there are two ways to do this. Basically, you could try and buy the breakout. So you could buy, if you're looking to trade this, you could buy where I have this target set at $32. I'm actually looking at 32 because we had some resistance over here, right? So you could buy this at $32, expecting further upside breakout. And that would potentially take us with this new breakout measured move to a target of roughly $40.50, or at least half of that would be, let's say, to $36.50. Or at least at the bare minimum to this green line, which is another level of resistance. So worst case scenario, if we break out here, we trade to about $35. And if this were to go up, that's what I would be looking at. Mind you, I am looking at the 4-hour chart, but you can see this clearly on the daily too. Here, let me show you this. Again, nice, clean pattern here, guys. This is what you want to see. You don't want to stretch patterns and say, oh, I think it's this. I think it's that, or maybe it could be that. Maybe, when people do that, they're just wishing. I see people do this on Twitter all the time. Well, they'll post a pattern. They'll say, it's this, it's XYZ. No, it's not, guys. You're just wishing, and you're coming to the market from a biased standpoint. And, that's not a good thing to do. And, hopefully that doesn't sound too harsh, but I do see this type of thing a lot because people get excited when their money's involved, and rightfully so. But anyway, yeah, so the level I'm really looking for is $32, looking to break out above that. Or the other thing you could do is if this price falls to $28.25, you could set up a limit buy order there and then still potentially play the trade all the way up. And if you were able to do something like that, right? First of all, that's the price to buy at if you're looking to be a long-term holder, and if you're just looking to add to your position, that would be a great price to buy at if you could potentially get in there, because I do think this uptrend is pretty strong. This uptrend has been intact for months now, right? So it's getting to the point where it's a medium-term uptrend and not just a short-term uptrend. But if you were to take that move just to $35, that would be a 23% gain. And then if you wanted to take some profit, you could do that. If you wanted to hold long-term, I do think it's possible that we can come all the way up to $48 and retest this line at some point within the next month or two. And I don't want to sound like a permabull here, but there's a lot of good news surrounding Chainlink. So let's just talk about that real quick. The biggest news to come out this week, if you haven't seen it, was that Grayscale added actually 5 crypto trusts, but one of them was Chainlink. And if you didn't see this news, the 5 they added were Basic Attention Token, or BAT, Link itself, Decentraland, or Mana, which is an NFT. It's a whole virtual world. And just for the record, this is a project I'm considering reviewing on this channel. Let me know in the comments section if you'd like me to do a project review on this. I'm diving deep into the NFT space right now. As you can see from my last 2 videos, we did an NFT mania, kind of like an overview. And then I got deep into Chili's, which is one of the top NFT sports projects. Right, but I am looking to review more of these because I'm looking to invest. But right, so Decentraland was another one, but Filecoin, LivePeer also was another project that was added. So 5 new products have been added to the Grayscale lineup, which initially listed Bitcoin. There's an Ethereum trust, and in general, when these investments are made available to accredited investors, it is bullish for the projects that are listed. And we saw that, actually, I think it was 2020, not 2021, but we saw that with Bitcoin. And we saw that with Ethereum, and now we are seeing it with Link. And we did see the price move up in the short term on the announcements. If you were wondering why the price kind of climbed out of the basement, right? The price was down here at $26, and it did rise about 14% to about $31.50, which has been our ceiling. That has been our overhead resistance. And another thing I wanted to talk about in this video was a tweet I just made about an hour ago. Also, go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter if you're on there. You know, I tweet a lot in between videos, sometimes on things related to content in the videos, sometimes unrelated, but generally always related to personal finance or crypto. But one of the newsletters I subscribe to raised their buy up to price on Bitcoin, and it says read between the lines here. So they're saying to buy Bitcoin now up to $75,000. So they're saying as long as the price of Bitcoin is below $75,000, mind you, it's never been that high, ever. The price at the time of this recording, Bitcoin is trading at, I don't know, $58,000, right? $58,260. So what this is saying, and this is a reputable newsletter too, guys. I'm not going to tell you the name of it because I don't want to sell them out, but this is a reputable newsletter. But they are saying that Bitcoin is still undervalued. And even at $75,000, they're putting their reputation on the line and telling their paid subscribers that if they make the purchase, even at $75,000, they will eventually be in profit. So, earlier this year, I started talking about $100,000 Bitcoin. This, to me, is a sign that maybe that is definitely possible this year. I'm never going to say anything's guaranteed in this space, and I'm not a financial advisor, but this is a big deal, and it's something that's bullish for the whole space. And remember, what's good for Bitcoin is also good for altcoins like Chainlink. So go ahead and like this video. If you found value in the content, give it a share on social media or retweet it on Twitter if you follow me on there, and enjoy the ride. I'll see you next time.